Hey y'all, welcome to Read It, Share It, Do It, where I am trying to walk through the Bible using the simplest discipleship strategy that I've found, which is simply to read the Bible, find something to obey, share it with someone else, and then do it. And don't move on until I've actually done it. So it's simple. You can do it too, and hopefully this is helpful to you. Okay, today's story or thought is kind of an interesting one. We're in day 3 of my Bible reading plan, and in Genesis chapter 9, Noah plants a vineyard, makes some wine, gets drunk, and passes out naked inside his tent. And then his son Ham, who was the father of Canaan, so Canaan is Noah's grandson. Ham saw that his father was naked and went outside and told his brothers. Right. So Noah, later on gets, he wakes up from being drunk, and he learned that Ham had gone out and told his brothers about him being naked, and he cursed Canaan. He cursed his, Ham's son, his grandson, Noah's grandson, and it's sort of an interesting situation because Ham is not the only one who messed up here. Obviously, Noah got himself all liquored up and passed out naked in his tent. Right? That's not a good look. And then, it all comes down on Ham and specifically on Canaan. Canaan didn't do anything wrong. So this is not Noah's best showing as a dad. And I have to take a lesson from this and say, okay, at what points, at what times does my own tendency to, like, when I get frustrated, if I feel like one of my kids isn't being respectful, and and I have one child in particular that that where things are kind of difficult right now, and he's just kind of going through a phase, and I get it, but this has been all my kids at different points, and I have a tendency sometimes to get sarcastic or rude or demanding. In fact, I definitely have a tendency to be, just in general, difficult to please. And I've got to own that, right? Because the last thing I want are for my children to see hypocrisy in me, right? And to reject, especially, I don't want them to reject God because because of my own failings. I need to own those and say, hey, listen, this isn't God. This isn't what God calls a dad to be like. So how do I put shoes on this? How do I actually do this thing, right? Because it's easy to say something like, "Oh, I need to be a better dad." Great. How do I say I did that? I think a concrete action step here for me is to actually go to, like I said, one of my kids in particular, who we've been having more confrontations than the others lately, and actually just sit down with him and talk to him and say, "Listen, buddy, I'm really sorry that sometimes I'm a little bit rude, or maybe mean or whatever when I correct you, and I'm really sorry about that." So that's my action step. I need to go and apologize to him. Not about one specific instance. It's kind of a general thing, but he needs to know that it's not okay for dad to be disrespectful in the same way that it's not okay for him to be disrespectful. So that's my action step for today. How about you? How are you going to read it, share it, and do it? Let me know.